how are you seeking to make God attractive to university students?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think I have a challenge making God attractive all the time. I think I have more of a challenge making the church attractive. Um, so, and also, I would say correcting students' theology is a big part of the work that I do. So, if a God is not attractive to them, it's often because their idea of God or their conception of God is actually not correct. So, a lot of them have been shaped by what Christian Smith calls moralistic therapeutic deism. And so, when they get to college and something goes wrong, they don't get accepted into something. There's a person they're dating breaks up with them, they want to blame God. Like, how could God let this happen to me? And so that is an invitation for me to do some unpacking and tell me what you think about God. And did God owe you a good life? And where do you get that idea from?
What is the locus of meaning for the students that you're working with?
Yeah. So Calvin tends to draw high achieving students, and their locus of meaning is about 5 years out. It's like, who am I going to be then? What do I do now to set my life up to have a good life then? And we have more and more parents who say things like, well, you can't major in that because how would you get a job? And so the focus is very much on college experience as a transactional opportunity so that I can get what I need so that I can be successful. So helping them then shift their locus of meaning to say, actually, you cannot guarantee yourself a happy life. Choosing a major doesn't guarantee a great life.
So you are really challenged, if you will, to shift mental models for kids at college.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And frankly, their parents.
Yes.
Because it's the parental pressure and the communal pressure that gets them where they are. And so it's very much about relational happiness and economic happiness or stability. That's really the focus. And if you ask students when they go home for Thanksgiving, what are they asked about by relatives? They're asked about relationships, economic security. That's what they're asked about. Are you dating anybody? Are you seeing anybody? And then what is your major? What do you want to do with that? Can you get an internship? Will your internship be paid? Those are the two things they're asked about. They're not asked, like, what has God been up to in your life? Mm-hmm. What fun have you had? What professor have you had that's really surprised you with his or her integrity and thoughtfulness as a teacher? So much of their lives have been curated for public consumption via social media. And so it's a lot of them talk about how who I am on social media is not actually who I am. Mm-hmm. I look more happy. I'm funnier. I'm prettier. I'm whatever. I'm more successful than I actually am in real life. And so authenticity for them is to be able to say, will you accept me if I'm not perfect? Mm. Will you accept me if I'm not actually the person you see on insert social media platform here? And so when the grown-ups in their lives talk about their own failures and challenges, that's very important for them. Because what they see is somebody who's, in her 50s, she has advanced degrees, she's got a job, she's got a house and a marriage and a dog, right? And they don't know the struggles that I've had. And so when I tell them about some of the pain that I've had in my life and the disappointments and the things that I wish I could do differently, that's really important for them to see failure is not the end of your story. Mm-hmm. Getting something wrong, not making the team, these things aren't the end of your story. That's a really important thing for them.